Hi, I'm LeAnne Dolce. I'm the founder of MyNapturalRoots magazine.
Hi, I'm Jameelah Mullen.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Jabari Carter, Mr. International.
Welcome to the Chop Club. Polygamy. I don't know if we want to lead off with polygamy.
Yeah,
That's kind of.
And I'm just gonna bring, talk about the Akon thing.
Akon thing, what?
Yeah. Well, he just basically was saying that, and then the society just needs to allow men to give into their nature.
But you know what? He might have a point, but check this out. What is a man's nature, true nature? What does it look like?
We're going to talk about
that.
Right. And is that just a man? Is it a man's nature to spread? Or is it just human nature, period? Personally, I don't believe in monogamy.
Well, you know what?
You know what I mean? I don't believe that we are by nature monogamous.
Well, you make a good point, and I find that usually human beings that say that have higher levels of testosterone, whether it's a man or it's a woman. Yeah, that's just how it works. Testosterone kind of operates that way. Yeah, so I know the women who are very estrogeny, they kind of, even if they do serial monogamy, they're still monogamous. They might be polyamorous emotionally, but as far as like sexually,
but I think but I think that's a conscious decision they are making.
It is, but
I don't think that it's still, but that still goes to my point of it's not human nature if it's a conscious choice that you are making.
But what a conscious,
that you have contemplated the other side and you just figured, I just want to be with this one person.
I think it's like, do you think that polygamy works in this society, or monogamy works in this society? I'm not one to say what is natural for everybody. I don't think it's a blanket thing for it to be natural for every. It may be natural for you and not natural for me, right. But does it work in the society? Like, for example, the men in the conscious community are always talking about polygamy. However, you ain't got a pot to piss in. So does it work? You can't live a polygamous lifestyle if you can't support everything you're trying to have. Absolutely.
Well, what it is, when you go over to other parts of the world, like the East or whatnot, you find very ambitious, very virile men require more than one woman because they're a man with a plan. They have a global vision, and they're looking to execute, and they need a team.
Right.
So it's not just I want some extra coochie, whereas I find that here in the conscious community, as you call it, it's just a bunch of brothers just want some extra coochie.
Right,
whereas where you have other men who are seasoned men that know how things work, they're looking for a team. First, they've decided where they want to go, how they want to expand. Then they say, who am I going to expand with? And a lot of times, man, strong men need strong women around them. And they get a team of women together and they call them wives and they support them and they support each other. And it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. I find here it's slightly perverted a little bit.
Absolutely. But I think a lot of it is because, just in the States, period, we have such a limited view of love, relationships, sex. We have a very, the Bible says you can only do this. That's kind of that foundation. So I think that kind of warps the whole concept of what is acceptable. Because what's acceptable here is, or I guess what's acceptable out there is usually not acceptable here. We just think they're all savages and whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I would love to have 7 husbands.
Yeah.
If we all living and working together and we got 7 houses and we can make that work, I would not have a problem with that.
Right, but here's the thing. Can a woman physically handle 7 husbands?
Yes.
No.
I can.
Give me some.
You know what I'm saying?
Give me some.
With what kind of men? Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. when a man has a certain level of energy and virility, one woman sometimes is like, she's overwhelmed. You know what I mean? By one man.
But that's what kind of woman. But what kind of woman is he looking at the same time? So I've had how do I say it? Okay, so personally with me, I know most of the time, most of the guys that I deal with, I'm probably more overwhelming than they are in this situation. Or will I say, I at the end of the day, they're pleased, I'm not.
Oh.
Wow. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
And and sometimes it's chemistry, sometimes it's just they're whack. But I think it's about the level of the person that you get. You're not going to go into this kind of polygamous relationship looking that every person is exactly the same. You're going to have different people on your team that are going to play a different role. Some people are going to be there more of that physical, that sexual, that, you know, kind of connection thing. And you may have some that are more about getting money over here. You may have some that are more stimulate a lot of the intellectual things that you create. You know, so you're not going to have a bunch of sinners. And I don't know, y'all know, I don't know anything about basketball. I'm going to say baseball, but you're not going to have one position in 17 of them. You need a whole team.
So let me ask you a question. Say you had your 7 husbands. Genie, give me 7 husbands. Poof, they're there. Can your 7 husbands have other women?
Hell no.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know. I think with 7 husbands, and I really, honestly, I don't, realistically, I don't want 7 men. But, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I mean, right now, honestly, I'm good with my monogamous situation. You know what I'm saying? But if I ever get to a situation where I want 2, 3, whatever,
you gonna press the button?
Boop, yeah, bring me 2 more.
Let me get a light version of this one.
Light skin one that look like Idris Elba, one that know how to mow the lawn, you know. But no, on a realistic, like I think that if it's that many people, you do have to open. I mean, because can you really satisfy? I'm not even talking about sexually, emotionally, 4 or 5 people, like really. I can't imagine myself being able to give myself to that many people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I said, emotionally, I got to cook for these niggas and all of that too. Yeah. Man, please. Yeah.
We have a group. See, this is where y'all are missing the whole boat on this, okay?
They got jobs.
No, everybody works. Everybody works. You don't work, you don't eat. That's not the nature of what we do. I make it seem like I already have it, huh?
It seems like you're well suited for the position.
In my head, I already see it, because you have to look at it as like, it's not like one person cooking for this 7 people. We may have a maid, and the maid do all the cooking or whatever, you know what I mean? And I may cook for all 7, but we all gonna sit down and have a meal together, because at the whole point of polygamy is the whole family. We are one family. So that's why I said they don't get to have other women. Because now it's a family. And I guess I wouldn't say that I'm not, because again, I don't really believe in monogamy. So it's a discussion that we would have and say, okay, blah, 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 but you're not just going to go out and you're going to be over here, over here, and over here. So, because that's not the nature of the family and of the unit that we have built together. You can't just go out and screw everybody.
Okay.
But there's a discussion, and if we are both in agreement it's okay, then yes, go and do that.
Okay, well, as long as the woman in question is not a control freak, it's fine. Because, hey, family, sometimes about children. So when you're pregnant, all the rest of the men deal with you too.
I can't have no babies. So we don't have that issue.
Well, you know, we're talking to the other ladies that might share.
Right, but I mean, but if you were doing that.
Well, I think that if you decide to have a polyamorous situation, right, and there are, you know, these men that decide to be a part of a family, that baby's everybody's baby. It don't matter who the daddy is, because it's the same way in a polygamous situation. I mean, everybody knows who the mom is, but all the mothers take the role of mom at different times. I think it's the same thing with the polyamorous situation.
So what I hear going on is that these situations can work. We just need to have the proper skill sets to know how to deal with it. So how do you get these skill sets? You know,
I don't think.
Oh no, it's cool. Because I find in this society we kind of do the trial and error thing. You know, we kind of, ooh, we're 14, we're 13. Ooh, he looks good, she looks good, and we We get with them, and we get with the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. By the time we're like 35, 40, we done built up a resume, we done got baggage, we got these cockamamie ideas, and when the right one comes along, we really don't know how to handle that person, you know? So my thing, I feel like there should be a level of training, you know, in the infrastructure, say in like elementary, middle school curriculum, where, you know, what they call the Venusian arts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you have the martial arts, people learn how to fight, and that's the energy of Mars, and then you have the energy of Venus, which is the planet of love and relationships, and harmony. So I feel like that should be incorporated into school curriculum. It's kind of like the Kama Sutra. You know, they talk about different kinds of women and different kinds of men, and how do you relate to this woman, and how do you relate to this kind of man. And you just learn the protocols. And I don't know, I just think it's very important, because family is the building block of nations, and if we talk about nation building, then I don't know how to deal with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that it is very important for us to start teaching these things, because where do we learn these things from? From TV and the media and all of that, and then, you know, I'm a sociology major, so we always study all of these statistics. Why can't I get that word out? And it's things like, you know, if the mom and dad are divorced, then the children will most likely be divorced. But you get what I'm saying? They're learning these things from behavior, but nobody's really teaching you how to be married, how to, you know, and in fact, for women especially, society tells us that, you know, we're not even women if we don't have children and if we don't get married, but are people really telling us how to do that? You understand what I'm saying? So I think that those things are very, very important, and that will help people determine whether they want to be part of that. You know, do I really want to?